Gardaí for secure, independent community living. Morehalliving.ie.
A County Meath sailor will be only the third Irishman ever to attempt to cross the Atlantic when he competes in a renowned solo transatlantic sailing race that's coming up soon. Tom Dolan is from Minalty, and I believe he's been standing by the phone for half an hour all the way over there in France waiting for me to say hello to him. How are you, Tom?
Well, how are you, Gerry? Yeah, grand, thanks.
Thank you very much for joining me on the show. Big God, I was just trying to think, Minalty, the Minalty River, you wouldn't get much sailing on it.
No, not a lot. No, a bit of canoeing back in the day, I think.
Yeah. Where did you, the sailing begin? Where did you take it up first?
Well, I suppose when I was younger, with the outlet, when I was small, we ended up buying an old wooden dinghy on the buy and sell above, and we got it up in Roscommon somewhere. And he started taking me out in Lochrammer, outside Virginia there.
Yeah.
I suppose that's how it all started off, I suppose.
God, buy and sell, you bought, and away you go on Ramar. A lovely lake it is, and plenty of water there, and wind for the sailing as well. So that really got you started. How did it progress your interest in this from there?
Well, I suppose we did that for a few years, and then the boat ended up. I ended up hitting a pothole actually. It was the end of the boat, and then I kind of gave it up for my teenage years because I never really thought that anything would come of it. Like I never really thought of it as being a job or anything like that until a good few years later when I was trying to figure out what to do with myself, and I seen a college course above in Dublin in Coláiste the outdoor adventure management it was called. And I suppose that was a PLC course, and from that's kind of got me going, I suppose.
So this is what you wanted, the outdoor life, the water, and this course suited you perfectly. So it's a 2-year course, was it there? And then what happens when you finish? Do you pick a job up on foot of it?
Yeah, it was a 3-year course then, and it started after that you can kind of branch off to we did all sorts of stuff, going up mountains and kayaking and all that, but I suppose I always kind of really liked the sailing part. And after that, I ended up going down to a crowd that were down in Baltimore called Glenans, and they were a volunteer organisation kind of that you could kind of go and you could volunteer and you could work, and in exchange for the work you could work your way up and they'd train you. So I ended up doing that, and they offered me a job, and then I worked with them for a while, and unfortunately they ended up closing there not so long ago. And I got the chance with them to go over to France because they're French. They came from France at the beginning. So I suppose went over to France and worked there for a while, and then kind of that's how it got going, I suppose.
So you're in France now. How long are you living there?
On and off for about 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
And where are you based?
Brittany, a town called Concarneau.
Right.
The west part of France, a bit sticks out.
You obviously like the life there.
That's all right, yeah, it's grand.
Grand. Yeah, so and water and a career in this is what you're doing. Is that how you earn a cross? What do you do to earn a living?
Exactly. Well, I worked with the same Glenans in France up until a couple of months ago.
Yeah. And
then I realised that to do this race I needed a bit of time, so I decided to go working for myself. So, because I always really was handy at fixing stuff, I suppose. So I set up my own kind of business kind of thing, just going around fixing lads' boats if anything was broken. And
yeah.
Now I'm working a shore crew for a professional lad, so
okay, so you're getting the hours, you're getting the few euro. I was going to say French francs, but they're long gone since the euro came in. But anyway, you're knocking out a living. That's the main thing.
Exactly, yeah, that's it, yeah.
So let's talk about this solo transatlantic. It is a race.
It is a race. Yeah, it's a race on. It's called the mini Transat because the boats are the smallest racing boat that is, I suppose, that can go across oceans and stuff like that.
What do you mean small? What size is it?
21 foot.
Oh my God, that is small. Hey, I fish the lakes on a 19-footer for the trout. You know what I mean? So it's not much. It's not much bigger.
Yeah, it's the same kind of deal. Yeah, I suppose. It's faster, though, I'd say.
God, now I'm even more worried for you, Tom. Thinking of going across the Atlantic in one of those.
Yeah, that's it, I suppose.
It's a small craft, and this race has a tradition, isn't it? It's been going a long time.
Yeah, since 1977. It was an English fella set it up back then, and the idea of it was to kind of make sailing or offshore racing, I suppose, more accessible to kind of everyday Joe Soaps, I suppose. So
yeah,
that's why they restrict a lot of the materials that can be used and stuff to kind of keep the cost down. It's an expensive old gig, but it's still.
Yeah. Now, there's only 84 places I know available in this race. So what did you have to do to secure one of them?
I had to finish 1,000 miles of racing without having a problem, without like cracking up or without breaking the boat end on the boat. And then,
or hitting a pothole.
Exactly, yeah, no, not too many potholes. And then I had to do I'll go off on my own and do 1,000 miles up around off the coast of Wexford and back down to the south of France and back up non-stop without anything going on.
And you did that?
Yeah, I did that there not so long ago.
Now here's the gig. You're going to set. Where do you set off from?
A town called Dolan, just beside Brest, right in the edge of France there.
And you sail for where on the first leg of this trip?
Down the French coast, along the coast of Spain, and to the Canary Islands, Lanzarote.
Now that'll take you how long?
Probably about 2 weeks. Hopefully, all going well.
Now, when you get to Lanzarote, you have a break. It's quite a long break before you continue on.
Yeah, I suppose the worst place to be stuck in there.
Yeah, there are, that's for sure, boy.
No, but yeah, the problem is we have to wait. They can't leave too late because the weather will be too bad in the Bay of Biscay, and then they can't leave the Canaries too early because the hurricane season. We have to wait out until all the hurricane season's over.
So, how long will you be on the Canaries?
A month altogether.
Oh, I'm so envious. A month on the Canaries. Anyway, you'll be recuperating after the first leg, and then you'll set off. And where do you head for then on the second leg of the journey?
Guadeloupe.
Okay.
It's an island in the Caribbean. It's part of France as well. French island in the
And
Caribbean.
is that the finishing point?
That's the finish line, yeah.
How long from the Canaries to there?
All going well, about 3 weeks.
Okay, so 5 weeks on the seas, a month in the Canaries, and that is the deal you're facing very soon. What date are you setting off?
The 19th of September.
Okay, not too long to go now, just about a month. How?
36 days.
How can you... Is that somebody calling into you there?
No.
No, you're all right. How do you manage for food?
Well, I have to bring freeze-dried food. So, it's like you just add water to it. It's been dehydrated. I just throw a bit of boiling water in it. And for about 10 minutes.
Where do you get the boiling water from?
Water. I have I'll have to bring a load of fresh water with me, and then I'll just boil it with a bit of gas.
Okay.
Gas stove, that you bring camping.
Yeah. So you'll have that, and you rehydrate. All your food will be rehydrated. That's the way you'll consume it.
Yeah, I'd probably bring a few chocolate bars and a bit of cheese, and being in France and everything.
How, when you're on your own in a little 21-footer out in the Atlantic, do you manage sleep-wise?
I suppose there's an autopilot on the boat. We'll have two autopilots, electric autopilots that kind of steer the boat. And then I kind of take short naps, I suppose, for about, between 20 and 40 minutes. And
how many of those naps would you take in a 24-hour period?
I don't know really. At night you take a lot more at night because it's hard to stay awake at night.
Yeah.
And then during the day you find it hard to sleep, so you might you take a lot of them. But I always try and get about 6 hours sleep a day at least in total. In those short little bursts combined, it'll give you about 6 hours. Not so bad, but my word, out there, that autopilot is very important to you. And what about toilet breaks, etc.? That just happens on the boat, does it? And that just happens, yeah. I have a lovely, nice reinforced bucket there.
Oh, I'm well used to filling those buckets when we're out in the lakes, especially when there's a rise of trout. You couldn't be going to the shore. You just have to do what you have to do. You know what I mean, Tom?
Yeah, when you have to go, you have to go, I suppose.
Yeah, do indeed. Anyway, and it's a big ocean out there. It would be only a drop in the ocean, certainly, for you. So, being out there, is there any contact between you and humanity?
I suppose at the start and at the end, we kind of the boats would regroup a bit, so you might be able to chat to the other lads on VHF on the short radio. But when I'm out in the middle of it, no, I'll probably be mostly on my own. And then we get the weather forecast. We get a weather forecast once a day that we just receive on the shortwave radio. That's about it. Maybe the odd cargo boat or the other boat.
Yeah, you have no mechanical power. It is just based on a sail?
No, we know. Yeah. No mechanic to make the boat go. It's just a sail, yeah.
That is it. And you have to negotiate the winds and all that comes with it. Hey, Tom, I have great admiration for you, and I've met people like you on this show through the years. But God Almighty, why are you doing this? Why are you putting yourself through it?
That's what a lot of people seem to ask, yeah. I don't know, I suppose just the challenge of it, I suppose, and the kick I get out of it, I suppose it's great, it's good, addictive.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling when you arrive.
I'm sure.
I didn't mean that. I go, all I want to do is arrive. No, but I don't know. Once you're out there, I suppose it's all kind of.
I'm sure it is, but you're skipping a lot of weeks and a lot of high seas and a lot of difficulties as well. You mentioned there that you're involved now working for yourself, fixing boats, etc. So if anything goes wrong, you have a good pair of hands. You'll be able to shore things up.
That's it. Exactly. And I'll hopefully get a bit of work with the stop over in the Canaries as well, fixing other lads' boats. So.
Yeah, you see, you're thinking ahead there. There's just one little thing here, and maybe it's not so little. How much do you need?
Well, I need another 10,000 euro, I suppose, to cover the insurance and the cargo boat back. Because it's not my boat. Fella lent me the boat, so he kind of lent me on the deal that it's fully insured and that's back in the cargo ship.
So you need to raise 12 grand altogether to cover everything off for you. You have two. You're looking for 10 more. You've gone the crowdfunding route, is it?
Yeah. Well, I suppose the idea, I did try for a long time, was to try and get business sponsorship. So would use it to advertise themselves, but it didn't go too well. So I kind of, as a last ditch thing to try and get a bit of leeway, I suppose I went for the crowdfunding.
Okay, and if someone goes to crowdfunding and just puts your name in there, Tom Dolan, will they find you?
Yeah, well, if they Google, the easiest thing is to Google Tom Dolan Transat, and then it should come up. There's a Facebook page, and they can go into the Facebook, and it's on that. And then either down the bottom, it's website support Tom Dolan Transat.
So Transat, I just want to spell that for listeners. Tom Dolan Transat, and that's Transat. So if you Google that, you'll find out all about this man. Are you apprehensive? Are you excited? What are you? You talked about it's great when you arrive at the finish line, but what about setting out?
To be honest, I'm really looking forward to actually getting going. The second or third day when it's gone. The most stressful part is trying to get the boat ready and trying to I suppose find the last bit of funding, because I'm not even sure if I can go yet, kind of thing. So,
yeah. So the funding will dictate that this actually happens, so that's very important for you. And when you head off, have you done anything like this before? Do the 84 boats shoot off into the sea together? You sure there'll be a bit of company for a time before you break up?
Well, I have done. There was a racing season. We've done 5 kind of races at the beginning of the year. There, much shorter ones around the coast of France. So I have done a good bit of it being on my own and stuff. So that bit's all right, yeah. But
you never fell out with your own company?
No, you hear voices and stuff every now and again if you don't sleep enough, but you talk to yourself a lot, that's grand.
Anyway, you can have a row with yourself if you want to, but you know what, you'll be friends immediately. That's the great part of that, really. And as regards family and friends, I know your mum, Anne Dolan from Carlinstown, is a great listener to LMFM radio, and I'm going to give her a shout out today. I'm not sure whether she's tuned in today, but I want to say hello to her. She listens in all the time, and I'm sure she'll be concerned about you, will she?
She was, yeah. It was a tough one to tell her, It took me a while to kind of break it to her, But she's a bit worried, yeah. But she's my biggest fan, She follows all the races.
I know.
You can follow the races online and everything.
Yeah.
Good. Great to have the support.
Yeah, well, the world is made up of different people, and thank God it is. It'd be a boring place if it wasn't. But I admire your determination, your guts, your courage. Just before I leave you off there to enjoy France again, have you, in those shorter races, and you have experience, you have to do that solo stuff as well to qualify, did you ever encounter massively dangerous seas or run into any difficulties?
Yeah, I had a good few problems, I suppose, with the autopilot gave up on me a few times at the beginning, which is hard because you have to steer for the whole thing, so you go a long time without sleep. And we did get a bit of bad weather, but nothing too bad, nothing too serious. Okay.
Well, please God, it'll be the same when you set off on this journey as well. How many kilometres or miles is it in total?
4,000 nautical miles, so about 8,000 kilometres.
And of course you have to negotiate the Bay of Biscay. That can be a little bit challenging in the early part, and then out onto the high seas beyond the Canaries as well. It is some trek you have ahead of you. Look, I wanted to just say hello to you today, Tom. Thanks for taking the time to join me on the show, because you are one of us here in the northeastern Ireland. We wish you well. I hope you get the funding, I really do, that this actually happens for you. And look, when you finish it, and please God you will, would you come in to me when you're home next?
I will indeed. I'll be back at Christmas. I'll call in to you.
Good man yourself. I'd be delighted to meet you in person later on in the year. You're a top man. Minalty, Meath and the North East are with you all the way. Tom, thanks for joining me.
Thanks very much, Gerry. Thanks.
Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. 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 That's Tom Dolan there from Minalty and he's about to go transatlantic solo starting the 19th of September. I hope he gets the bobs to do it and to push on. You know, people like Tom are incredible people. I don't know why they do it. I can't rationalise it. But in the world, these are the people that, you know, we look to and make us, you know, think a little bit outside the box and admire what they do. And the bravery of the man on his own all that way. Wow. Good luck to you, Tom. Hope it all works out for you. And please God, we'll see him here on Late Lunch later.